Hello and welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a Disturbia haul, something I wouldn't thought I'd be saying again. So if you want to see reviews of these pieces, they are fairly new and I haven't seen many reviews on some of them, then do keep on watching. I also have try-ons so you can see what it kind of looks like on someone, and yeah, do subscribe and keep on watching for my review. I have done a haul from Disturbia probably at least a year ago, or if not a year and a half to 2 years. Like, it was a very long time and I was really disappointed with everything in my order, to be honest, and I sent it all back, I think. So I was really put off, and a lot of people were saying they've gone really downhill, but they've come up with some recent things and people have said like the velvet stuff is good and the designs at the moment are so cool. The designs are really unique. So I ordered 4 things as I'll be leaving the UK very soon, so I thought this is kind of my chance to get the last items I really want before I do move. And I picked up 4 items. 3 of them are dresses and 1 of them is a top. One of the pieces I don't have because I sent it back because it was too big, but I will just briefly talk about it. I recorded a try on so you could see, but I'll just do kind of like a brief recap of that one because I thought it was worth mentioning. But I'll go through one that I've already worn, and this is called the VENIRI corset mini dress, and I got this in a size 8, and they do this one now in 4 different colours, and it's this one. It's kind of one of their really popular ones. So they brought it out originally in black velvet with stars, like a kind of sky pattern. I'll put some photos on the screen. Then they brought it out in this wine colour, which is gorgeous. It's like a deep burgundy. I'd say it's a little bit more pink than it's showing on camera. It's kind of like a raspberry burgundy red. And then they brought it out in like an olive green, and now they've just brought it out in plain black. This dress is really nice. It's probably a little bit on the simple side, but I think once you pair it with like a dress and add some necklaces, it can look really nice and you can kind of dress it up or down. It's got this neckline which I really like. It's kind of got puffy sleeves, elasticated around like your arm. And one feature which I love, and I wish this was done more, is they've actually lined the bit that sits on your shoulder with this kind of, I don't know what you'd call it, like rubber or plasticky lining, so it actually stays in place. Hopefully you can see that, but it's kind of like shiny and it's still stretchy, but it just means that it doesn't fall off your shoulder the whole time. And I feel like I have that issue with so many tops or dresses or whatever they are that have this kind of neckline, unless they're really elasticated where they just stick to your shoulders, or like the top fits you absolutely perfectly. I always have problems with the sleeves falling down and it drives me crazy. So I really appreciate that this has like the stickiness that just keeps it on your shoulders, or like your sleeves fall down and then your bra strap starts showing. It's just irritating. So I really like this detail they added, and I wish they would have put it on the last dress I'll show you, but never mind, at least it's on this one. And then it has like a sweetheart neckline with this sword charm with a snake. Is that the right way around? Yeah. So it's like a snake with a sword. The only thing I don't love is that it's got like this clasp, and I think it just looks a little bit cheapy. But then I also at the same time like that you can take it off, because when I wore this I took it off because I did like a gold look, so I wore my gold jewellery and I didn't really want the silver, so I did take this off. So I think like maybe a smaller clasp with this would have looked better, because the clasp is very obvious, and it kind of looks like you DIY'd it instead of it being meant to go there. So I think like a smaller clasp, or just having it on like a jump ring that you could take off with pliers, would have been better. But anyway, it's there. Then you've got the seam line around the waist, and then it just kind of flares out into a skater dress. This is, I would say, a good length for me. It kind of hits just above my knee. Say if you're taller, this might be a bit too short, but you could always wear shorts underneath it or like work around it. But it's a really nice dress, and I'd say it's a good length, especially for maybe like shorter people, 5'5" or something. Like, I feel like it is a good length, and it also has a zip along the back, which I don't feel like gets stuck. I just dropped it at any point. So yeah, the quality of this seems really nice. Now, I haven't found any loose threads. There is a lining inside it, which is nice. I'm just really impressed with this one. It is, as I said, a little bit more on the simple side, and it's kind of expensive for being on the simple side. But I bought it because it's just a really nice colour. Having said that, I've just found a little, but nothing else really. That's quite insignificant compared to the other things I've had from them. But I'd just say, like, to recap, like, it's a really nice fit. It fits me perfectly, and I'm usually a size 8 to 10 depending on the brand. I'm usually a size small in Killstar, a size 10 in New Look, a size small in H&M, if this is giving you a reference. So the 8 of this fitted perfectly. Really happy with this, already worn it. I think it looks really, really nice. And also because a lot of you noticed in one of my previous videos that I have actually dyed my hair a different colour. I went for like a plum purple and it kind of went red on the roots a little bit. So it looks really nice with this kind of colour. It cost £48, quite expensive for a short sleeved dress. However, I did get, I want to say 10% off of this, or 15. I didn't get a lot, to be honest, but in the end I got £18.80 off my whole order. So that was this dress. The next one is a top, which is inside out. So this one is called the MALEFICIUM printed mesh roll neck top. I don't usually go for kind of these high neck turtleneck tops. I prefer kind of these types of necklines where I can wear my own jewellery with it. But I saw this print and I absolutely loved it. It's very like oddity, cathedral, skulls, snakes, very like, I don't know, just my kind of print. And they did this in a couple other things, but it was only in 4 things. I think there was like a wrap dress, a short sleeved kind of smock dress, and something else. But I didn't like any of the dress styles. I wish they would have done a different style short dress in this. I just don't really like smock dresses anymore. So I got it in like the mesh roll neck top. So it's got the high neck, and then it's got this gorgeous print. It's got skulls, it's got bikes, owls, snakes, cathedrals, which are beautiful, compass, skeletons, books. It looks kind of like creepy, haunted library, oddity place. Kind of like some of the pubs I've been to that are strange in the UK. Coral snakes by the look of it, eagles. It's just such a cool print, and I think this layered underneath a dress would look really cool. This was £24. I'd say standard for a mesh top from an alternative brand, to be honest. I don't think that's too crazy of a price. I mean, it is for like a mesh top, but considering the other prices of brands, I'd say it's kind of standard. And it fits me really well. I also appreciate that the print on every side is the right way up. I've had it with brands where they've put the print the wrong way round. Something so simple but apparently very easily done, so I appreciate that all of this is upright, even the back. It's kind of a cropped, like slightly cropped I'd say in length, just normal length sleeves, and it's kind of green in colour. Again, I bought it in an 8, fits perfectly. It's also really soft mesh, it's not scratchy or anything, and the quality seems nice. So that is the next one. So if I'm rushing through this a little bit, I do have to go out soon, so I wanted to film this before, because next week I'm actually going to start packing up my room, and I thought it'd be good to record this before I start all of that craziness. So the next dress I'll talk about was the one that I don't have, and I'll put like the try on over while I talk about this so you can see it. So this next one is called the VALAR lace up mini dress. It was £52, again a little bit expensive for a, you know, like a short dress with no sleeves really. The material and the quality of this I was actually really impressed by. It's almost like a cord material, not quite but similar, like a thick velvety cord material, really soft, really thick. So I thought the quality of that one was really nice. It kind of had a really low neckline and it laced up. It kind of gave a lot of people like pirate vibes, which honestly I loved. So that's why I ordered it, and I ordered it specifically because I wanted to put that mesh top that I just showed you under it, and I thought it would look really cool with that. I got it in a size 8, and unfortunately it was just huge. Like the length of it was all right, maybe a bit on the longer side, but it just felt, again, there was so much material, and the main issue was like the waist fit fine, but the chest and the neckline were just ridiculous. Like there was so much extra room in the shoulders, and the neckline came so low, like way past my bra, that I was like, I can't really wear this. So it's a shame, because if it had sat probably like maybe even like an inch or two higher, I would have kept it. If it would have like fitted and sat higher, like it's a gorgeous high quality dress. It was way too big, and I think the 6 would have been too tight on the waist, and the neckline still might have been a bit too long. So I did send that one back, unfortunately, but quality wise I was impressed. The only thing that I'll show you again in the try on is there was a little like loose thread on the back, but from what I could see it wasn't connected, and that was the only thing that I saw on that dress. So it's a shame, because the fit of it was just way off. And when you compare like the mesh top and the burgundy dress that I showed you, like those fit perfectly in the chest and the waist, and that dress was way too big in the chest and the shoulders. And because it kind of joined up on the back like a dungaree, well I don't know if it is a dungaree style, it just kind of like joined up like a normal dress on the back. There was no way you could adjust it or anything like that, so that was a bit of a shame, but that was the dress that I sent back anyway. And now this dress is actually kind of the reason I placed the order, and this is called the Disenchanted high-low tulle gown. This isn't a dress, it's a gown. And I saw people styling this, and I was like, do you know what, that's so unique. I have nothing like that. And I don't mind longer dresses if they're kind of mesh and see-through past the knees, because then it doesn't make me look too short or anything. And I just thought this was beautiful. It originally cost £64, and I originally got it in an 8. And the try-on that I recorded was actually the 8, so you can kind of see. The waist fit really well, if not a tiny bit too big, maybe like an inch too big. The length was absolutely fine, and I'm 5'2", so if you are on the shorter side, the length of this one's really good. It's not going to be trailing on the ground or anything. But the chest and the shoulders were absolutely massive. Like I could just like flap the shoulders, and I saw a girl style it with like a harness and wear it off the shoulder, and I tried to wear it off the shoulder and it was just falling down. So I was like, if I wanted to do that with this, I'd have to get the smaller size, because it's just not staying up at all. So I sent that one back with the other one and ordered the 6, which I have here. Now this one was a tiny bit too tight on the waist, which is annoying, but also I tried it on at the end of the day and I just eaten like a big thing of fish and chips. So I'm assuming that in the morning it will fit me fine, because I managed to get it on, and it was, as I said, a tiny bit tight, but it was at the end of the day. So at the end of the day you're usually a bit more bloated, and you're usually bigger than you are at the start. So I'm assuming that this one will be fine. So again, sizing for this one I'd say comes up a bit big, which is annoying. And the sizing of like this and that other cord dress feels completely different to the burgundy dress and the mesh top, which is classic Disturbia sizing. So that's one thing that does put me off Disturbia, is the sizing seems just really hit and miss. Anyway, I will show you the details of this. So it's a gown. Really pretty. So it's got a zip on the back, which is how you get into it, and it goes quite far down the dress. And then the sleeves are these really pretty puff sleeves. They are quite big. I don't usually go for big sleeves like this, but they kind of sit nicely on your shoulders and don't make you look too broad shouldered or anything. And they've got all of these kind of embroidered branches and leaves, if I can show you one of them. Like, these are all embroidered onto the, almost like, is this a tulle? Tulle, is that how you'd say it? Tulle? I don't know, Tulle. It's not a mesh, it feels like the holes are quite big in it, but they've got all these beautiful black flowers on it, and it really just reminded me of, like, I don't know, like a springtime goth or something, like a goth in spring outfit, and I really liked this. And then the back of it just has the outer material, and then the chest again goes into a sweetheart neckline, and then just has the same material all over the chest to kind of give it that flattering look. And it almost looks corseted with the way it's got the seams. And then after that you've got, again, the skirt in the same material, which is quite short. So this does end quite high up. I'd say it's quite a short dress in the front, but it's good for me. And you've got this kind of tulle material on top of the other material, and it just gives it like that kind of ballerina puffy style to it. So at the front it's completely short, and then when you turn it around to the back you've got this almost train with this beautiful like black flowers, and it matches the sleeves, and it's really, really pretty. It feels very much of like a special occasion dress, so I'm not sure if I'll like save this or whether you could kind of tone it down a little bit, but it looks so beautiful on. I wish they'd put that rubbery stuff on these sleeves. I might try and do that myself, but because this fits a lot better in the chest and the shoulders, it does feel like, not tight, but like it fits well, so it doesn't feel like it would fall down. But I would have liked that same material on this, because I feel like that would have just been an extra detail that I would have really liked. The inside is lined as well, which is good. I'm just, overall, this has definitely restored my faith in Disturbia quality, at least. The sizing is still hit and miss. But out of the 4 pieces I've got, none of them have felt cheapy, none of them have felt like I've just ordered something from AliExpress. Which is definitely what the other pieces felt like that I got. So really impressed that they're kind of up in their quality by the looks of it. And I tend to go for either their velvet stuff or stuff that's different materials. I find that that material it's usually like a floral print, and then it's got no lining, and it kind of looks like a shirt material. I tend to avoid those things because I just feel like the material is a bit too thin. So I was very picky with what I picked, but I absolutely love this dress. Apart from the sizing, I'd say it's really, really nice. And it's just, as I said, a really nice special occasion dress. If you were going to a wedding and they allowed black to be worn by guests, this would be really nice. Or even as a prom dress, this would be nice. It feels like, I don't know, just a really nice fancy dress. I think with some gold jewellery that would just look so elegant. But yeah, so that was my Disturbia haul. Hopefully I covered everything. As I said, I am going out in 1 minute. So I did want to film this before, but I hope this helps you with reviews. If you do have any questions, do leave them in the comments. I also found that returning their things was so much easier than last time. Last time they gave you this weird thing that you like stuck on the package, and it wasn't a label, and you had to take it into a post office for them to scan it, which was such a hassle. Whereas now they just give you the label and you can get it collected from your house, which is what I did, and it was so much easier. So I'm impressed with their quality, and I'm more impressed with their returns, because that was something that also put me off, was their weird return thing where you had to take it to a post office. So those 2 things have improved, at least, which I'm happy about. So I hope this review was helpful. Do let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye!